Okay, now do the Patrickpedia one for World War II.
Okay, so World War II started because Germany didn't have enough money because I remember this, there was apparently...
I remember this. Is so awesome.
My history
This is
teacher
going to be the
told
best
me-
website of
This
all
is
time.
actually a fucking amazing idea.
My history teacher told me that there were... Well, it was Germany before it was Prussia, and you already know that.
Mhm.
And then it became Germany because the borders were changed. Because everyone was like, what the hell did you fight us all for? So we're going to change your borders. It's not going to be we're going to separate Austria. That's a new country now. It used to all be one big blob on the map.
It's actually better than what I could do so far.
Me too.
And then they separated everything. And then, so Germany, everyone had to bring, they were bringing stacks of cash in wheelbarrows just to get, and you already know what a wheelbarrow is. So, link to that. And then they're bringing stacks of cash just to get, loaves of bread. So then this one fella...
Laughing.
This one fella
hysterical.
hysterical laughing.
This one fella, you click on it, it's Hitler, and it's just right after just a ha 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 for a full paragraph. Okay.
This one fella was... he had some ideas, and a lot of it resonated with some of the people who were pretty much downtrodden, which you already know what that means. And they were, a lot of people were angry, which anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering. And they caused suffering for a good chunk of the people in the country because they wanted to create an ethno-state. And they got pretty far. They got almost there.
This is feeling.
So
Where's
the war?
Can I butt in? Yeah, it feels like.
But a
maybe you're
lot of
talking
people
a lot
didn't
about
like what they were doing when they were annexing different borders, such as Poland and other countries in the Soviet Union at that time.
And you
which is
already know what
it was
those
called.
are.
And you already know what that is. We can get to that later when I get to the Cold War. Then. So then it was fighting for a little bit.
Then it was fighting for a little bit.
Italy was involved, but then they weren't involved, and no one really talks about that because Italy's government changes pretty much every week.
I don't like how vague you were about describing the Holocaust.
I know.
You said they didn't like some people, and
It was a good chunk of the country.
You keep saying.
Why don't you be specific? You don't know the specifics?
It was Romanis, gays, communists, black people, Jewish people.
He went Jewish people last.
Yeah, he
Interesting.
Well, grand finale.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty much the ones that, if you were going from, I guess, is it least casualties to most? I don't really know. I think there was casualties all around.
Casualties all around.
On all sides, there were casualties, but the Germans were the ones who were evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was also something called the Blitzkrieg, which the Ramones parodied in their song
Blitzkrieg
Bop.
I feel like this article is going to end with a quote that says, "I don't want to do this anymore." Can we do the next one?
So then, okay,
trap
wait.
them in enough corners.
Germany would bomb the UK, which they would have drills for.
Yeah.
And which is explored in the movie The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
At the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
We all remember that.
We all remember that.
And you remember that.
And you remember that.
Link to the
hyperlink.
scene. Yeah.
YouTube hyperlink.
Disney Plus hyperlink. That links to the whole movie. So then Russia, Germany's getting fucked on all fronts at some point. Toward 1945, they're like, oh man, we bit off a lot more than we can chew. We were on top for a while. And now every single country's mad at us. And then the United States went to war with Japan for some reason. But they also went on the beaches in Normandy because at some point, I think it was Japan attacking. When the Axis powers attacked Pearl Harbor, that's when we decided, all right, fuck it. Let's get involved. because we were an isolationist country because of
My God.
Who was it? Was it FDR? Yes, it was FDR. FDR was
He's
This
president.
is insane.
He's
This is
cooking.
way more than I could do.
He's fucking cooking.
But this all happens like towards the end of the war. We had to step in and help everybody at the end. We didn't want to get involved. There was also I don't even know when this was, but there's a photo that I saw the other day of 20,000 people in Madison Square Garden.
This being in the article, there was a photo I saw the other day.
There's a photo I saw the other day of
Not
20,000
attaching the
people
picture.
in Madison Square Garden at a Nazi rally. So there were ideas being spread around that
Sympathizers.
there were sympathizers. Yeah, there were Nazi sympathizers in the United States, and then we weren't getting involved. And then, which imagine if your dad was like your grandpa was like a Nazi sympathizer and you didn't know it. Like there's just a photo of him. On the back of it, there's you find out about that photo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like the Nazis in Madison Square Garden. You see the date of the photo online, and then you remember there's a photo of your grandfather on the fridge, and you look in the back of it one day, and you see that exact date, and it's a
did.
photo
Dude,
of your
it's-
grandfather with his friend
Yeah.
at Madison.
And he was like, "No, we were seeing the Globetrotters."
The Globetrotters, yeah.
That's the team that's the logo for the team they used to play against before the Generals.
That was,
Dude,
that was
it's
the
so-
General's old
Yeah.
logo.
It's
the
so
German Generals.
It's so fucked up too, because that's your family. It's not like your family member was in Germany. They got swept
Yeah.
up. They
No,
were like,
no,
this
they
is
were
full. It's full
here.
like blood thinks he's on the team.
Yeah,
type
yeah.
vibes. Like Dick Rider. Like
So anyway, I feel like this has been going on pretty long.
the war.
Well, the war was going on from 1938 to 1945. No, 32. Hitler rose to power from 32 to 45, right?
I don't know.
You can't say right. You can't ask for
Oh, yeah,
confirmation.
I can't. Well, I might be
Give
getting
us
the
our grand
dates wrong.
finale.
Yeah, what's the
Okay.
grand finale
So
of
the
World
grand
War II?
finale of World War II. Italy, Mussolini gets hung from like a balcony, right? And they basically Gaddafi'd him, which
Mhm.
y'all know what that is, Tosh.0 style.
Yep.
Did they? Well, I guess I can't ask.
Just say it.
So from what I remember, maybe I'm conflating a lot of things here.
Uh-huh.
I think they did stuff to his butt before they killed him.
You're talking about Gaddafi, though.
Mussolini.
Mussolini. I think they just hung him and his wife.
They
Or
just
shot him
hung-
and his wife.
they
or
shot him.
something. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, you weren't supposed to answer.
Oh, okay. My
because
bad.
you said I'm not allowed to ask. I'm not allowed to say right.
Well, this won't go in the article.
This
won't
is
go in the
supposed to.
article.
This is
All right,
th-
finish
my
it off.
recollection of it.
Finish it
So
off.
Italy, they back out.
Your
before-
recollection of when you were there.
of this, I was there. They back out early enough that everyone's like, "Well, we like your food. We'll let you stay.
Mhm.
You're chill." Japan, we dropped 2 big ass bombs on them. This is all explored in the film Oppenheimer.
Uh-huh.
We dropped 2 bombs on them, altering the course of history for years.
Yeah. I would say
That's
so.
our pull quote.
Okay.
This will, and when the bombs drop, they say this will alter the course of history for years to come.
Yes. That
Yeah.
was the thing that Oppenheimer said when he invented it.
Said, "Oh, I'm become death." I read that somewhere. I'm become death. I read that because I was trying to get some pussy, according to the movie.
Mhm.
So then Russia. We don't give them enough credit for how much they fucked up they fucked shit up over there. Because now it's like, oh, they're touching our computers and spreading misinformation. They kind of earned that.
You think that Russia should be able to spread information?
They should be
Because
able
they
to do
lost
whatever
100 million people.
they killed Hitler.
Yep.
Well, he killed himself.
So you
but
think he's dead?
I think Hitler's dead, yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
But they
All right, yeah,
bullied
no, keep
Russia
going.
bullied Hitler enough that he killed himself.
That was the end of the war.
Well, he kills himself, then there's a bunch of trials, the Nuremberg trials, then we take most of their scientists, create NASA.
This becomes now world history starting at World War II.
We take a lot of their scientists, create NASA and like other things. Like who was president at the time? It was Eisenhower. Immediately after FDR.
We're not allowed to answer, man.
I don't know. I know who was president when the bombs were dropped.
Yeah, it was FDR. Or no, Truman.
No, yeah.
Truman. Then
Think about
Eisenhower.
Oppenheimer, bro.
So Truman's president at the time because FDR became a chair.
And you already know what that is.
And you know what I mean by that.
And you already know why.
FDR became a piece of furniture. Truman, kind of a dick, from what I know, but he was like,
He
well,
looked exactly like Gary Oldman.
yeah, and he's like, well, they got this fancy new car called the VW Beetle, and we're gonna want to. The scientists came up with that, so we're gonna want to take that, put them all over, and when you see this car, you gotta punch somebody, and this is now law.
This is when this was invented. My God.
Wait, I never
had
even
no idea.
thought about that.
Truman,
And that is an
because
homage
Truman
to
was
the
such a
violent
bully.
past
Because
of the Nazi regime.
VW, yeah,
Uh-huh.
the Volkswagen Nazi party.
Yeah, it's
Truman
like
was
if you
such a
have one,
bully.
if you see one of these, it makes you so mad because
Yeah.
you're so goddamn
You
American.
want to hate your fellow man.
You have to punch somebody.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Ah. So that's so we take the VW bug. We take we
sent it to
created the
space.
highways, which was inspired by the Autobahn. Also anabolic steroids, methamphetamine. This is, from my recollection, I learned most of that from that video of that prison chef saying that he idolizes Hitler.
Oh yeah, I
What's
remember
his
that.
name?
I don't remember.
The guy,
I
he's
remember the
like,
video.
he's making like the loaf in the microwave, and he's like, "Man, y'all gotta thank Hitler for this." You cry.
Yeah, because he's
Which,
talking
but
about
if
that.
you can't, you got to find that video.
Yeah,
You got to
great
watch
video.
that video.
Legendary vid.
So I'm still going with this.
Yeah, dude. What happens after World War II?
So after
What's
World
the
War
next
II,
big
well, the
historical event?
World War II went into the Korean War, which whatever that made MASH. No one really knows much about the Korean War, but the Korean War only happened because everyone was afraid of the domino theory, which is if one country becomes communist,
Right.
all the other other countries around them would become communist. And we didn't like communism because it meant that we wouldn't get like healthcare or stuff. You would lose money, is what everyone
Right.
thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
then, actually, you gain money, but everyone shares it. Is
Okay.
what basically that.
And that's
is.
gonna be the communism article. That's like
Yeah.
an offshoot.
Yeah.
You lose money, but it's because you're sharing it with everybody.
Right.
So Korean War.
Well, Truman takes all those Nazi scientists, brings them over. The space program starts in the 50s. Then Eisenhower becomes president. That's Korean War, and Eisenhower has that fruity ass photo of him sitting. No,
With his legs
Eisenhower.
crossed.
Ike was his name. Dwight Ike Eisenhower.
I like Ike.
I like Ike.
Yep.
He looks like a fucking alien. He looks like Roger from American Dad.
He kind of does actually.
He looks like
He had
Roger
that
from
big
American
old head,
Dad.
man.
Big ass. Maybe he had hydrocephalus. I don't know.
I don't think people live to be 60 with hydrocephalus.
Is that true? Because my cousin's got it.
really?
That's sad if that's true.
I thought that like kills babies.
No, they put a
I
shunt
bet you.
in your
I bet
head
you
and-
can die from it.
Oh.
They put a shunt in your head and then like drains some of the water.
Damn, I would. I love some shunt right now.
Yeah, that sounds good as fuck.
Ooh, I wish I could have it.
Hydrocephaly? You probably
no,
do.
No. I don't have hydrocephalus.
You could have hydrocephalus.
Yeah, but huge
My
head.
cousin's got it.
So you probably have
You
it
don't.
too.
You don't have hydrocephaly. You have buttercephaly.
I have butter. I have butter in my brain.
Beef tallow stuck in your fucking head.
I got a Culver's butter burger for a brain. Okay, so then Eisenhower's president, Korean War.
Okay, we've
I
heard that
think-
part many times.
That's the one that my grandpa says he was in, but then I later learned he was here the whole time.
In Chicago.
Not in Chicago, in Somerville. And he only joined the Marines to get pussy, is what he also said.
Did he think there was girls in the Marines?
He said that women liked it when you walked around in a uniform, so he joined at the very end of the war
Just to get the
Whoa.
uniform.
just to
and
get the uniform
clout.
so he
Sick.
could get.
that is
Yeah,
fire.
he was. My grandfather was a fucking clout chaser.
What a beast.
Damn.
And he would talk about how much he loves this country and how he fought, and then it was like, dude, you didn't do shit. You didn't do fucking shit.
He got strange.
He got strange. He met my
He
grandma.
was strange.
He was strange.
Yeah, you have to be strange to fight for this fucking disgusting country.
I have to
Yeah.
agree. I can't. I don't literally don't want anyone in power to hear me say this, but I have to agree.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then that starts the Korean War.
Okay, so the
We
Korean War
lose that
started about
one.
10 times so far.
We lose
And that
one.
starts your grandpa
that
trying to
ends
get
the-
pussy starts the Korean
That's
War.
the end of the Korean War. That's
Okay.
the inspiration for the show MASH. Then no
Now
wars
we're
for a
getting
little
in.
bit.
Uh-huh.
British invasion, 60s. There's
Mods.
all these the mods.
Okay, talk about mods.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
do
the
mods.
mods were there was a subculture in the 1960s where people would have bowl cut haircuts. They would wear suits all the time. They would
Blow
drive Vespas around with big mirror sets, according to the movie Quadrophenia, which The Who was one of the seminal bands of the mod subculture. The mod scene in the UK was basically white kids making rhythm and blues music and wearing suits and stuff. That's all that was. But then they would get into big fights on the beach with the rockers. And this is historical fact. There's photos of beach fights between mods and rockers. They would wear zoot suits. Mods would wear zoot suits. Rockers would wear leather jackets, and they liked Elvis.
Dude, how the fuck are you going to think that you can beat up rockers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
These
Especially
mods
string bean ass mods.
You got a bowl cut and you're wearing a Dick
You drive
Tracy
a scooter.
suit?
These guys drive motorcycles and wear leather jackets.
and tanks.
Yeah. They have tanks.
They have
and
tanks and shit.
They have
and they're
machine
swinging
guns.
chains around.
Yeah.
They had bike chains were a big weapon back
I don't
then.
want it with no fucking rocker.
No way. Isn't it interesting how the past mirrors the present with nowadays we have kind of rock fighting against rap and pop?
Mhm.
And now the rockers are the new mods because the rockers show up with the chains and then the rappers have
Guns.
guns.
Yes.
They have blickies and
The
glizzies.
blickies and
So
the
I
Dracos.
think the rockers like
And it makes you, honestly,
beards.
that makes me fucking terrified
Yeah.
for in the future when the rappers are fighting whatever the next
Yes.
genre is who have laser
Yes.
guns and orbital missiles.
That is really scary.
It's been an arms race in music.
Maybe it will reset though, and the next music will be cavemen.
Right. Well, no, the cavemen. I'm thinking even the cavemen back then. There was probably the cavemen who were making music by dipping their fingers in the water, and it makes a song that
The
sounds like.
Uggs versus water guys.
And then the Uggs are walking around making lithic scrapings with rocks.
True.
Megaliths.
They're doing that.
They have a big rock that they carry over their head and smash it into a cave wall to make a drum beat. And this was the original Gigi D'Agostino type music.
Yes.
And these guys were going around crushing the water babies.
Yep.
There, you playing through a mammoth's trunk
Yep.
like a horn.
Playing that in the trunk.
Okay, so mods versus
Mods
rockers
were,
on the
I
beach.
think the rockers liked drinking beer and smoking cigarettes, and then the mods were obsessed with amphetamines,
Okay.
and they would play
Well, that's
really.
why they thought that they could fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of methed up kids with
Yeah.
bowl cuts running at you. They would wear like nice suits and go. Cameron has one of the they would wear those big green army jackets, like the one that you have.
Yeah.
They would wear that over their fucking like double-breasted suits.
Yeah.
Okay, and the rockers, survival of the fittest, the rockers win.
The
Right.
rockers win, yes, until the Beatles come.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And
the
then
Beatles-
make everything. The Beatles weren't mods.
They were rockers.
Yeah, the Who was mods.
Yeah.
So then the Beatles come in, and then Vietnam War, which is this causation or correlation? I don't know. We'll
Right.
see.
We'll see.
So Vietnam happens
You think
because
rockers caused Vietnam?
I think the Beatles.
It's very
caused
likely.
it. I think the Beatles probably had a big hand.
Name
in
one
It.
other possible cause.
Fireworks.
Could be fireworks.
Fireworks were not invented
Oh,
yet.
so
in
JFK
the
gets
West.
assassinated in the middle of all this by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay, wow, strong stance.
But then he
Assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald.
No, didn't really happen. He gets assassinated by the CIA because
Whoa.
Because
they
why?
didn't like what he did with the Bay of Pigs or how he handled the Bay of Pigs.
Damn.
Way.
You're dropping the deep parapolitics knowledge.
A lot of people don't know about the Bay of Pigs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he wanted to disband the CIA, right? CIA was formed after World War II, also
From the movie Wild Wild West.
Mm-hmm. Jim West, Wild West, Jim West. So yeah, the CIA, which you already know about, kills JFK, so they can put LBJ in power, so that they can continue the Vietnam War because they want their resources. They want the coffee that has sugar in it, and they want banh mi and pho, which we eventually get in 72, right?
That's when banh mi and pho we get.
We get pho
We
and
got
banh
it
mi.
in 72.
We got it in 72 after Kissinger went in there and bombed the whole everything.
But except for the sandwiches and the soup shops.
No, those
Yeah.
stayed.
Those were resilient.
Those stayed here. Those came over.
We came in with helicopter. We lifted up all the soup and sandwich
Uh-huh.
shops, and
then we left a war-torn country. And like, hey, figure it out.
yeah.
Figure that out yourself.
And now you have no food.
Now you got no
We
sandwiches.
took all your soup and your sandwiches.
Now you got no French-influenced sandwiches, which banh mi means bread.
And pho means
Pho means soup.
fun soup.
Fun soup.
It's short for fun
Okay,
soup.
so Vietnam happens. What's
Vietnam
next?
happens. What happens next? Well, during all that, the Beatles take acid. Acid is big. There's events like the Monterey Pop
I'm
Festival
seeing.
and Woodstock.
Sorry, real quick. I'm seeing an amazing book that you could write about two histories happening at the same time: war and music,
Yeah.
and where they're
in
interacting.
the 60s.
The
throughout
War of
the-
Music. The War of Music and the Music of War.
Yes.
By Patrick Doran.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so the Beatles. Sorry.
The Beatles take acid. Everyone else starts dropping acid. The Beach Boys make pet sounds, and then there's a lot of really bad music, where it's just like it's a bunch of whiteys doing blues, but then it starts getting a little bit louder.
The music does.
The music starts getting louder, but then there's a little band in Detroit.
D12.
No,
Oh.
the
Eminem,
Stooges.
Insane Clown
The
Posse.
The
Stooges.
Stooges are making really heavy types of sounds of rock.
Uh huh.
Meanwhile, also in New York City, there's also the Velvet Underground, which is also doing crazy heavy kind of, well, it's more experimental stuff. Also, there's this Andy Warhol type figure named Andy Warhol. He's influencing all the culture at the time.
Uh-huh.
So basically,
And again,
after
Soup.
after all these people see because Vietnam was the first time that you saw boots on the ground war happening. So when everyone sees all this crazy shit happening, all the blood and guts and children killed, music starts to get heavier because everyone thinks, oh my God, this is making me so mad. So there's all these bands
Right.
start cropping up. Black Sabbath, Alice Cooper.
The heavy of the heavy.
The heaviest
System of a
the-
Down.
Well,
Wait, you enjoyed
I'm
it?
getting choked up. The phrase
Choked up.
the phrase heavy metal didn't come around until some music journalist was reviewing the album. I think it's Humble Pie by Humble Pie, which I've never heard before. Or I think I tried to listen to it and I was like, this doesn't sound like heavy metal. But he said like this band has a heavy metal sound. And then that's when the term metal music was created. It was a band that fucking Peter Frampton was in.
Sick.
No, he's not.
Peter Frampton's
Peter
a rocker.
Frampton found the talk box and then only did that forever. He wanted every single song to sound like California knows how to
I
party.
like that instrument.
Yeah, but that's a good use of it. But he's just what's that song? Show me the way.
I don't know, man.
He's just going wow 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 wow.
I like those things.
Talk box?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool sometimes.
It's always.
You
You don't
can't
have
have
to
it all
use
the
it
time.
every single fucking song. I actually know one Peter Frampton song.
He came alive.
I've just been gabbing, dude. You guys have just been
Dude,
letting me
well,
fly.
we want, dude. This is what we're trying to create. Patrickpedia.
Yeah, we need
A lot of it
a
is
lot of
music
source
history.
material.